Mastering modifiers. Say what you mean with clarity. Hello, learners. Welcome back to our series on intermediate grammar. In today's session, we will dive deep into the world of relative clauses and, in particular, explore the proper placement of modifiers. This is a vital topic that can often make the difference between clarity and confusion in your sentences. So, buckle up, and let's start our journey towards a clearer, more effective English. Before we dive into proper placement, let's first understand what a modifier is. A modifier is a word, phrase, or clause that describes, clarifies, or gives more information about another word, or group of words, in a sentence. In relative clauses, these modifiers can be a critical component, helping to give us more context or detail. Let's consider a simple example. The man who was wearing a red hat greeted me. Here, the relative clause, who was wearing a red hat, is a modifier for the man. It helps us understand which man is being talked about. Sometimes, placing these modifiers incorrectly or too far from what they are supposed to modify can create confusion or even lead to unintended meanings. This is called modifier ambiguity. Consider this sentence. I saw the man walking down the street with a telescope. Does this sentence mean you used a telescope to see a man walking down the street? Or that the man you saw was carrying a telescope as he walked down the street? This is an example of modifier ambiguity, and it can be confusing for your readers or listeners. To avoid ambiguity, we need to place the modifiers as close as possible to the word they are modifying. Let's correct our previous sentence. 1. If the telescope is yours. With a telescope, I saw the man walking down the street. 2. If the telescope belongs to the man. I saw the man who was carrying a telescope walking down the street. In both corrected sentences, we have placed the modifier, with a telescope, or, who was carrying a telescope, close to the word it's supposed to modify, eliminating any ambiguity. Now that we have learned how to properly place modifiers to avoid ambiguity, it's time to practice. Try to correct the following sentence. She served sandwiches to the children on paper plates. Share your corrected sentence in the comments below, and we'll discuss the best answers in our next video. That's a wrap for today, learners. By understanding the proper placement of modifiers, you can make your sentences clearer and communicate your thoughts more effectively. Remember, practice is the key. Try to create sentences of your own and see where the modifiers fit best. Stay tuned for more tips and tricks on mastering English grammar. Happy learning, and see you next time.